Hey guys, Angie Bell with my Fairy Treasures. Okay, you guys, I'm continuing my series that I've been doing with the with drawing all of the Disney princesses, and it's my interpretation of the Disney princesses. And I am drawing, and I drew Tiana, and this really is my own interpretation of Tiana. So, because you could look at her and say, you know what, she doesn't even look like Tiana, but it's my interpretation of the Disney princesses. So, if I was to draw Tiana, this is how I would draw her. I would have definitely had her with long hair, not the little bun on top. And before she became a princess, I believe she did have longer hair. It was down in the animation. But anyway, I would have had her hair even longer. Of course, wild and free. The eyes, I did do similar to her eyes, kind of pointed inward down like this and very big. I gave her some nice, little bit juicier lips. The little outfit here is like made up of leaves, so I did my own little version of leaves. So, like I said, this is my version of her. What we're going to work on today is I'm going to use my technique to color her in with inks, watercolors, pencils. You'll see a lot of different stuff. And then I'm going to put her in one of these mixed media backgrounds, like I did. Who did I do last? From Frozen, Elsa. I put her in one of these mixed media backgrounds where I do a collage, and then from here I paint all over this collage, so it doesn't end up looking like this at all. But it's a collage background, then I use acrylic paints, and I do all kinds of cool stuff on it. So, but that's not what we're going to do today, but I want to let you know. And then what I'll do is, once I'm done coloring her in, I cut her out, and I'll put her in this world, okay? But that's a little bit further down the road here. First thing we have to do is color Tiana. So, let's get started. Let me turn my thing around. And I'm going to come in close on the face, because that's where we're going to start at. Let me see. Maybe not that close. Yeah, that's good right there. Okay. So, the first thing I like to do, and I'll just tell you the products as we go along. I'm not going to go through all the products. I use so many different things. I'm going to use a gelato to start out with. It's a beige color gelato. And what I do this is I use this to, and I'm using Jane Davenport brush, which I love. Love her brush. I like using this beigey gelato. She's going to have dark skin. I already started practicing on her, so that was some of the practice I did on her. So that's how dark the skin's going to be. But the reason I do this, for one, it gets rid of the white paper. So that I'm working from, no matter what skin tone I'm doing, I start with this. And it gets that white paper off. Plus, what I'm going to do is, it starts plotting and planning everywhere that I'm going to put skin tone. That I'm not going to put, it's where I'm going to put, it's all the places where I'm going to do her skin tone darker. But I'm going to leave all the highlighted areas, everywhere I want the light to hit. So right here in the middle, okay, right here, we're going to go down like this. So the skin tone color is going to be the beige color. I'm going to go back over that with a medium tone skin color. But I also with him, I'm going to leave white all the places that I want the highlights. So it's actually what it's doing, it's mapping out my painting. Okay. Okay, we'll leave the cheeks leave a little highlight right underneath the cheeks. So, I've just mapped out where I want my skin tone to go and where I want the highlights to be at, right? Okay, so we left it highlighted down the center right here at the forehead, the center. A little bit on the cheeks, down the bridge of the nose, right? Okay. And the tip of her nose, too. All right. So there we go. I was going to do something else, was I? Can't think. Okay. So the next thing I'd like to do is I'd like to take her skin tone color. It's like the mid-tone color, not the darkest of what her skin's going to be, but the middle color of what color I'm going to make her entire face, except for skip those highlighted. And I'm going to use this right here. It's Jane Davenport's Tinsel. It's some of her inks, and I remember she talked about this as a really pretty color for like a darker skin tone. So when I went to get some of her supplies, I made sure that I got this color. And she was right. This is going to be awesome for skin tone. And you can use it like, basically it's like a watercolor. So see? So I'm going to use it like that. So I put a little bit in there, and then I add a little bit of water. That's a different color of hers. I like her inks. Her inks are really nice. They're very much like a watercolor. But I believe, and I think I'm telling you the truth, I believe they're permanent once they're dry. I don't think they can be reactivated. You know what? I did a little bit over here on the side, and I'll test it after, and see after it dries if I can reactivate it. Okay. So, let's make sure we're still in frame. Yep. All right. So I'm just going to go over all the areas that are beige. And we're going to deepen all of that because we want to start putting the skin color on here. Where the eyes are, I'm not going to go over that with the skin tone color because I want to, I'm going to be putting eyeshadow and stuff like that on her. Oh, you know what I should have done? I should have done her neck too. So just a second, guys. I'm going to go back to the lighter color, to this right here. I'm going to do her neck. Need to get that, do that. Go down here and do the neck. On her neck here, I'm going to just go ahead, her neck and the skin. I'm going to do the whole thing beige right now. Okay. I could have left the highlighted areas white, but I already had went over it kind of, so no big deal. Okay, so I'm going to take that skin tone color and start deciding what I want to do here. So we're going to put some dark right in through here and some dark here. I'm going to leave it kind of light there. Okay. Just a second, guys. I'm going to add a little bit more darkness to this. Okay. Okay, so I left some lightness right here on the shoulders. I left some lightness here on her, in the middle of her chest right here. Okay. All right, so there we go with that. Yeah, I think this looks good. Okay, so now I'm going to take my dryer and I'm going to dry that. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to, I'm going to take some pencils. These are a mixture of Prismacolor pens. I think they're all Prismacolor. And there might be some Jane Davenport in here. Yeah, oh, they're all Prismacolors. Yeah, these are all Prismas. Okay, and we're going to start throwing in some shading. I'm going to throw in, just a second, let me come over here and test my colors for a second. Okay. Oh, let's see, one second. Okay, we'll put that over here. All right, we're going to come in and start laying in some skin tone colors and start doing some shading. Okay. And what I like about using watercolor or using those inks is it gives it a good tooth to lay down the pencil. And you don't have to work as hard. Hopefully my head wasn't in the way just now. Okay, and then I like to use a blender, my blender pencil, and start blending that. And I know that white looks really crazy right now. I'm not, because, you know, it's such a difference between the darker colors I'm using. So I'll be coloring in the white with a lighter color in a minute. And then I like to just blend those together and then blend them out into the rest of it. Also, okay. Okay. So also, I'm just going right where the nose is at. I'm blending that out a little bit. Blending it out a lot. Okay. Also, I'm going to take my brown here and just kind of go over the nose a little bit like this. Go around it like this and leaving that little bit of white nose in the center. There we go. Okay. And then that's looking good. Then I want to take a little bit darker brown and start and go on the outside here to deepen a lot of things up even more. So I'm using a light umber. Okay, and then I'm going to go back and I'm going to start doing some of the neck. And because this area is so small in through here, I'm going to have to probably go back in and throw in some highlights, like on the shoulders and stuff, which I'll do. But I am going to go ahead and leave that highlight right there. Okay. And then I'm going to go in with that darker brown color, the light umber. We're going to go. What'd you say? Okay. And I'm going to go along the outsides, especially right into here, and get that a little bit deeper. Deeper into here. Okay, and then let's blend that out. Okay, and then I might go a little bit darker, even dark brown, right into here. Anywhere where there could be a little bit of darkness hiding, like right underneath the neck, I threw a little darker brown in there. I threw a little bit darker brown right into here, like all these little crevices right there. Right where like there would be like more shading. And let's blend that out. There we go. Yeah, I think that's looking good. Okay, now the other thing I want to do is I want to go back in with this color right here. Go back in with this color here, and wherever we see the white areas, we're going to color those in with this light color here. So this will be our highlight color. So that because it doesn't look quite right to be like white with all these dark colors. If you're doing a lighter skin tone, a lot of times you can leave it you can leave that white there, and that'll be like a highlight. But a highlight for this needs to be like this beigey color would be a good highlight. And then I'm going to take a light peach and go over everything to blend things even more together, but not yet. It doesn't really matter because all this hair is going to be black, but I'm going to just, I just want to use my eraser a little bit. That's what's nice about pencil. If you get outside the lines, or you do something you don't like, or you need to lighten something up, you can erase. So that is something that's really, really nice about, that's something that's really nice about pencil. Like if you get too heavy-handed somewhere, or you feel like you need to bring it back a little bit, you can. Okay. And then I see right here I need to do a little bit more blending. Okay. So, next, what do I want to do? Okay, next, let's do some eyes. Let's get some eyes in. Oh, wait. No, I want to blend this out a little bit more. And we're not going to do eyes. I'm going to do a little bit more blending of these skin tones with a peach color. I'll show you guys in just a second. So I'm going to take this light peach and start going. We can go over even all this lighter area just to like make everything just blend with a nice light hand. And it just kind of starts blending everything out. Even though I used that blender pencil, it just really helps blend everything out. Even more. And just have a really light hand so you don't get that wax bloom, so you can keep blending. There we go. And you can do this with any color. Like take the lightest color of the color palette you're working with, and you can just go over everything, and it just starts really blending everything together. There we go. I think that's looking good. Okay, so next I do want to do the eyes. I want to get the eyes in. So what I'm going to do, you know, I don't like this underneath her eye. It's kind of a weird mark. There we go. Oh, don't need that. I need my watercolors. Just a second, you guys. Where did I put them at? Okay. I have all types of watercolors. I have Jane Davenport watercolors. I have some, I can't even name all of them. I have just tons of different watercolors. I'm using this Master Touch right now. I get them at Hobby Lobby. It's a great way to get some watercolors for a really good price. So, they're like $15 with a coupon. You'll spend like $7, $8, and they're really nice. And you get a ton of watercolors. Look at that and all of that. Okay, so I'm going to use this color right here on her eyes as the base, because I'm going to give her a really pretty light brown eyes, like hazily, not hazel, but just real pretty light brown. Okay. After I do the skin tone, I like to try to get the eyes in as soon as possible, because then you really feel like you're looking at something. Okay, you guys, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and go on to part 2, because I can see that my time is ending here. So go ahead and we'll go to part 2. We'll finish up the eyes and we'll do some of the hair and the lips. And so I'll see you guys in part 2.